Welcome back to Cloud 2K, and this is the Cloud Report. So, I fully had the intentions of coming in today to talk about De'Aaron Fox, and potentially it seems like he's going to go to the San Antonio Spurs. So I was going to do a whole episode talk about the Spurs and Fox's fit and what the Kings do post De'Aaron Fox. But then at about 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we all get the report from Shams Charania, and I made a whole video about this last night. Well, not really a whole video. It was like an 8-minute video of me just rambling because I've been saying it, for the past 3 videos that I've been sick all week. My voice has got a lot better than it was, but sometimes it still goes in and out. I still got a head, I'm still not doing great. I was at a PlayStation party with my friend. We're like, all right, man, it's midnight. It's time to get off, go to bed for the night. And then we both get the alert from Shams that Luka Dončić has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. And we're both like, no way. Like what? Pure, just like, what? And we're like, no, there's no way. Shams got hacked. It's not true. It's not real. He set up a follow-up tweet saying, yes, this is real. And it's like, okay, well, if it got hacked, he's going to send that tweet to try to make it more legit. And then Chris Haynes reported, and a couple other people came out and reported that, yes, this is true. Luka Dončić is now a Los Angeles Laker, and Anthony Davis is a Dallas Maverick. So I put out this 8-minute video of me just in pure, dead tired bliss about the Lakers now having Luka Dončić. And what the hell? What happened? How did this trade come out? Anthony Davis just had a 40-20 game the last game he played. He played the first quarter against the Philadelphia 76ers before he got hurt. But this seemingly came out of nowhere. Literally last week, Anthony Davis sat down with Shams Charania and said that he would like the Lakers to look for another center so he can play the 4. He's been saying he's wanted to play the 4 for years. So they trade him to the Mavericks where he can, I guess, play the 4 with Lively when he gets back from his injury and Daniel Gafford at the 5. And I'm still kind of confused and just shocked, just absolutely shocked. And again, it's been about 12 hours since this whole thing has went down, and reports have came out since I recorded that video, basically saying that the Mavs had major concerns about moving forward with Luka Dončić due to his constant conditioning issues and the looming commitment of another Supermax contract extension this summer. He was eligible for, it was 5 years, $345 million, something along those lines, $350 million with his Supermax. But now, because he's traded, he's no longer eligible for his Supermax, so now it's 5 years, $229 million. Put that into perspective, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both make over $300 million, and we know how great those guys are, but Luka is just one of the best top 5 to top 3 players in the NBA, and he's going to be making significantly less money than a Tatum, than a Jaylen Brown especially, and it's what is going on? Now, I've seen a lot of Lakers fans on the timeline upset about the idea that they traded Anthony Davis, and trust me, I understand. I think 99% of Lakers fans love Anthony Davis, and he was one of the biggest factors of us winning that 2020 bubble championship. So a lot of people are very upset that we lose Anthony Davis. He's a fan favorite. But listen, man, we get Luka. The Lakers get Luka Dončić in this trade, and I get it. Maybe this takes this team out of contention for this year because you got to still figure out what you're doing at the center spot. Defensively, took a big hit. Vando just came back, so you have Vando, you have DFS, you have some guys that, Vando can play some 5 minutes. Now, he's not going to be our full-time starting 5, but that's because I fully believe another trade is coming. I don't think the Lakers are done. Now, the only problem is, who did they trade for? The fact that Jazz were in this trade as facilitators and Walker Kessler was not part of this deal somehow makes me think Walker Kessler is not going to be a Laker. But then you look at the other available people, it's Nikola Vucevic does not work with what the Lakers want to do with the defensive side of the ball. Valanciunas does not work with what the Lakers want to do on the defensive side of the ball. The only person in my mind that it could be is Robert Williams. Robert Williams is the only person in my mind that it's he's going to be the starting center for the Lakers in the next week. It's going to be Robert Williams. It's going to be Vando playing a lot of the 5 minutes. Jackson Hayes is still going to get his run too, but I think that's what they're going to try to do with the 5 spot, which is obviously going to be a step down from Anthony Davis. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anthony Davis is one of the best defenders in the entire NBA. You're taking a step back on defense. Trading for Dorian Finney-Smith looks a little bit better now because you get some more perimeter defense to help. I also fully believe Rui Hachimura is going to be gone. I think Rui's going to be a part of a trade. Maybe he's part of the trade to get Robert Williams. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm a lot better than I was last night. I'm a little bit more composed now, but I'm still really just confused. I'm still really confused because, hey, yes, there's reports came out that they don't want to pay Luka the money. He's not been conditioned well. Maybe this calf injury is worse than really what they're reporting. Luka Dončić is a 25-year-old super duper megastar in the NBA. Again, a top 5 to top 3 player in the entire NBA. A guy that we slate to win multiple MVPs over the course of his career. And they trade him for a 32-year-old Anthony Davis. And again, Anthony Davis is no slight. He's a phenomenal player, one of the best big men in the entire NBA. But then the Mavs GM comes out and said this is a win-now move. You have one of the best players in the entire league on your team that is 25 years old. You were just in the finals with Luka 6 months ago. And yes, I get it. Luka's defense was not good in the finals, and it really, like, a lot of people saw that. I get that. I don't think this team gets back to the finals. I mentioned last night, like, you're going to be running, like, a Kyrie, maybe Clay, and then, like, maybe Najee Marshall, Anthony Davis, and then Gafford. Because I do think maybe PJ runs the 3, but I don't know if he really can fit the 3 mold. Maybe PJ Washington, who prior to this was your best perimeter defender, goes to the bench. I'm sure they're going to try some minutes with PJ at the 3 to kind of figure out how he works with Anthony Davis, with Daniel Gafford, and then Lively when he comes back. But I don't look at this team. Well, one, I didn't look at this team as contenders this season anyway, but just with Luka's injuries and stuff like that, like, it just looked like they weren't going to make it back this year. But I don't look at this team as contenders now. Again, Anthony Davis is a phenomenal, phenomenal player. But Luka was that extra tier. He was that top of the line tier where Anthony Davis is always floating around a top 10 player in the league conversations. Luka, again, is top 3. You got Luka, you got Jokic, you got Embiid when healthy, you got Giannis, obviously. Like, these guys are the ones that are always floating at the top of the conversation for best players in the league. And we all know there's always that level of you're an all-star, then you're like a star, and then you're a superstar, and then you are best in the league. And there's a gap between each one of those things. And the gap between 1 through 3 and then 7 through 10 is a gap. They're all great players, but there is a gap. I think as the Mavericks, you absolutely capped your situation. You capped what you can do going forward because, again, Kyrie's 32, 33. Anthony Davis is 31, 32. Klay Thompson's 34, 35. Like, these guys are older. This is, what do you do post Kyrie, post Anthony Davis at this point in time? Because you had Luka for probably at least another 10 years. Now you don't. Now you don't have somebody that you fully believe is going to be there for the next 10 plus years. I made the same comment last night. I don't want to keep repeating some of the things I said last night, but now that I have my head together a little bit more, like, this reminds me so heavy of what the Minnesota Timberwolves did a few months ago, trading Cat to the Knicks. They thought they could get ahead of it. You know, they didn't want to pay him all this money. They were worried about his conditioning, so let's send him for another great player. Obviously, there's a different level from the Cat Julius Randle to the Luka Anthony Davis, but it seems like cut from a similar mold. And listen, Mavs fans, rightfully so, are insanely upset. Again, from Evan Sideri, I don't want to mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. Mavericks did this trade not due to believing Luka Dončić won't re-sign long-term, but because they no longer view him as their franchise building block moving forward. They didn't believe Luka was that guy anymore? I don't know. Also, another report from Legion Hoops, per Sam, who, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Sam Amick. I'm sorry, I don't want to, senior NBA writer, athletic, I'm sorry, some of these guys I've never heard of before, and they're just coming out with some of these reports, so I don't mean to mispronounce names. Report, the Mavericks approached at least one other team about trading away Luka Dončić, but the other team declined. So then here begs the other question, what was the other team, and why did they say no to Luka? Was it potentially the Spurs, and they were like, hey, you think we can get Wembanyama? And the Spurs were like, no, we're not dumb enough to trade away our young superstar. What other team could it have been? I don't know. I literally don't know what other team it could have been besides the Spurs. I'm at a complete loss for words. You say no. I mean, somebody, okay, in the comments, somebody said, what if they asked Boston for Jason Tatum, the Bucks for Giannis, the Thunder for Shea, Nuggets for Jokic, the Spurs Wemby, and then Warriors Steph, Wolves Anthony Edwards? Okay, maybe those are some possible teams that it could have been, but it makes no sense to me. And I keep just refreshing Twitter here at what 11:18 a.m. on Sunday because I'm still waiting for more stuff to come out because it just seems like this isn't real. Like, my friend texted me this morning and said, "How's it feel to have Luka on the Lakers?" And honest to God, I don't know. Like, I'm still kind of in disbelief of it happening. This is on par with no, not even on par. This is better than the Kevin Durant trade to the Phoenix Suns. This is better than the Paul George Kawhi Leonard fiasco, not fiasco, but like getting traded, signed to the Clippers. This is better than I don't even know what this is comparable to. This might be the craziest night in NBA Twitter history. It's got to be. Everybody on the East Coast was up till 2 in the morning trying to figure out what the hell was going on in Dallas, what was going on in LA. It just seems like a pure brain dead move. A report came out that apparently the Mavericks approached the Lakers for a Luka trade, and it took them 48 hours to do this trade, to build this trade. The Lakers gave the Dallas Mavericks two full days to say, "Hey man, are you guys sure you want to trade Luka Dončić?" And they were like, "We're trading him." They gave them time to really think about the mistake they might just be making, and they still wanted to do it. The reports have also came out that LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Luka all had no idea this trade was happening, and they're all blindsided. That report also came out that apparently Anthony Davis is, I guess, okay, or more like okay, like he's welcome to go to the Mavericks, which he doesn't have any choice. He also waived his one kicker about like bonuses with the contract. I don't fully understand all that, but like, I do think this Mavericks team is going to be interesting. Like, they're going to be a good team. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anthony Davis is a phenomenal player. They're going to be a good team. They're going to be a playoff team. I just don't think their ceiling is the NBA Finals anymore. The Lakers, again, depends what they do. They might pull themselves out of contention, which, were they really in contention this year? I don't really know. But this team is now set up for the next 10 years if they can re-sign Luka. I know some, Lakers fans are upset, but you got to realize this is a move for now and for the future. The Lakers just got a generational player, and I don't use that word lightly. I really, really try not to, but a generational player for the next rest of his career if they can re-sign him. This is a guy that in 6 seasons has made All-NBA first team 5 times, or at least All-NBA. I think you were all first team, but 5 times been All-NBA in 6 seasons. That doesn't just happen. He just led his team to the finals last year. And again, they lose to a Boston Celtics team that was just objectively a much, much better team than they were. I still, at this point in time, again, I'm a lot better than I was last night, but you can tell I'm still kind of stuttering at times because I'm just the more I keep trying to wrap my head around this with also having a headache because I'm still sick. I don't really know what else to say. The Mavs officially announced a trade. The Dallas Mavericks announced today that they have acquired 10-time All-Star Anthony Davis guard block. This is official, man. There was that initial maybe it gets vetoed. Nah, bro, this is real. This is happening. This is happening. This is happening, man. Listen, man. The Lakers, I think, objectively won this trade. Maybe again for this season they take a step back. People are saying that maybe LeBron gets traded. I don't think LeBron gets traded. I think they're going to try a Luka-LeBron pairing, again, with maybe a Robert Williams getting thrown in there at center. Honestly, out of all the people available, I would rather have Robert Williams than Vucevic or Valanciunas. The only problem with Robert Williams, as we talked about before, is that the guy really struggles to stay healthy. But if a healthy Robert Williams, it's hard not to look at this Lakers team as dangerous. Again, it's going to take some time for Luka and LeBron to kind of figure themselves out how to play with each other, or how to play together, I should say. But these are objectively Luka, again, one of the best players in the entire league, and LeBron, while I don't think he's in top 5 talks anymore, is still a phenomenal player. Just had a triple-double in Madison Square Garden to beat the Knicks literally last night before this trade broke. Dude, oh my God. I don't know. Still absolutely woke. People are saying the Mavs could literally win the championship this year, and it's still an awful trade, which I can kind of understand in the sense that, like, you traded your future for, like, 2 years of potentially being really, really good. I don't know. There's no questions. I kind of forgot to put the tweet out, or I might have put the tweet out, but, like, I don't think I got any, like, I think I put it out super late or something like that. I don't really care. This cloud report is just kind of the title of it. It's more just me talking more about, the trade that happened. Yeah, man. Let me know who you guys think won below. Again, I still think the Lakers won, but I can understand in the next year or two, maybe the Mavericks look more competent. Kyrie Irving also has a player option this summer, so who knows? Apparently, he was shocked by it, so who knows if he even decides he wants to stay as well. I don't know. Let me know who you think won the trade below in the comment section. I'll see you guys later. Peace.